No matter how many times you've been playing, the only difference between a veteran player and a rookie player is the veteran player gets nervous and he plays like he's calm.
I wouldn't say I feel no pressure whatsoever. Obviously, Doublelift, amazing player. TSM, amazing org too.
TSM cement themselves as the most dominant organization in North American League of Legends.
I'm just really focused on my game and our game as a team.
His departure is going to leave a huge vacancy in the bot lane of North America.
It's going to be a marathon, never a sprint.
I did say that TSM were going to have some growing pains, but this was a complete stomp.
Knocker from Hooney, just continues to find the angles. Lost going to go godlike, and everyone's going to explode.
And for those who are hateful, honestly, hey, keep hating, bro. If you're a hater, keep hating. It'll only drive us to, work harder.
Coming into 2021, TSM's turbulent regular season spilled over into an even more chaotic offseason. From the transition of Bjergsen to the head coaching role to losing one of the most storied 80 carries of all time in Doublelift, TSM had some work to do. Traditionally, teams that win a summer split championship wouldn't make sweeping changes to their roster. But after their worst performance ever at Worlds, it was clear that big changes needed to be made. But changes came in unexpected ways for TSM. Enter Lost, a standout Academy 80 carry who many expected to get a starting LCS spot in 2021, but little did he know he would be playing with one of the best supports in the world.
There's a lot to learn, both from just coaching staff and Sword Art. It's just so much fun, seeing a different view of the game, especially from someone who just recently made World Finals, and that's somewhere I really want to be. Just to know that gap, or how much I can change the way I think, how much more fun I can have with playing League. I think that's just exciting in the first place, and being able to play alongside someone of that caliber is just, exciting in every way possible, right?
Before getting his starting spot with TSM, Lost had been an Academy player for almost 3 years after making his move from the OPL. Each year, he improved his game exponentially until the 2020 summer split, where he stood tall above the rest of his role as the best ADC in the league. Last season, Lost Academy stat sheet saw him tied for the most kills in the league, finishing with the second most assists and the highest kill participation score in all of the North American Academy League. When the season came to a close, his KDA of 8.7 was the highest in the Academy scene by far.
Offseason was a complete banger. I just really found that playing on TSM Academy in 2020 was both a lot of fun, and I had a lot to learn just under TSM, with especially Peter as my coach. And Eric, or Treats, I would say we were a really good bot duo, and we had a lot of similarities both in the game and out of game. And I think just a mix and match of good circumstances made it so I had a pretty good showing in 2020 in Academy.
With Doublelift's retirement, Lost was presented an open door right at home with TSM. But with that open door came an outrageous amount of pressure and expectations that come along with not only filling the shoes of one of the greatest players in North American history, but playing a central role for one of the most polarizing organizations in the region as well.
I wouldn't say I feel no pressure whatsoever. Obviously, Doublelift, amazing player. TSM, amazing org too. But I don't feel enough pressure to the point where it really gets to me, or I think about it too much during both practice or the match day. I'm just really focused on my game and our game as a team.
This season, Lost will already have the spotlight directly on him as he'll attempt to make a name for himself as the true rookie on a roster filled to the brim with proven seasoned veterans. One of them being his support, Sword Art. As a new addition to TSM over the offseason, Sword Art comes with a wealth of experience, such as helping turn Huanfeng into a world-class ADC at Suning, and is set to guide Lost in his time in the new LCS.
I think Sword Art does a good job of really pushing Lawrence past where he's comfortable and pushing him to play a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more greedy, because the AD carry position really is one that needs to be in a position where they can carry and deal a lot of damage later in the game. Lawrence is a very smart player, and Sword Art is trying to just push his boundaries a little bit in terms of, how much he can demand, how much he can take.
Additionally, an unprecedented number of rookies and unproven players, both from the domestic scene and beyond, will be joining the LCS in 2021, putting more pressure on Lost's shoulders as he battles against his contemporaries. TSM's 2021 roster doesn't pride itself on familiarity and synergy. Coming into the season, none of the 5 players on the team's starting lineup had played with each other on the LCS stage at any point during their careers. If Lost and the team are going to be able to find success this season, in-game comfort and reliability are going to have to be replaced by raw skill and mechanical ability as TSM develops its synergy through the course of the season.
The chemistry has been really easy, actually, also because we're in such a strict COVID bubble, so we're pretty much only hanging out with each other. That's how it is. If we want to go to the facility, we have to only really see each other and only be at our apartments and at the facility. So that means we spend a lot of time together, and even at New Year's, no one is going elsewhere. We're hanging out with each other for New Year's, and I think that kind of sped up the process of getting to know each other and also getting over a little bit of the initial honeymoon phase. And then I think we broke through that pretty early, and we are at a point where we can be pretty honest with each other about the things that we think every person needs to improve on, which is something that a lot of teams don't really get to experience. So I think actually spending a lot of time together early on, and also even these kind of rough early games, will really help our team in the long run.
The team will have to quickly find their rhythm and establish their own voice if they want to be successful in 2021. Huni and Power of Evil especially have been primary, resource-reliant carry options for their teams as recently as last year. In the 2020 Academy Summer Split, Lost had the highest gold share of any player in any role. Add on the fact that storied is a support who traditionally roams to enable his other laners, Lost will need to be flexible with his playstyle. While Lost can't change the past for TSM, he has a chance to help author the future of the org. One thing is for certain, he has the best tools at his disposal in a former star player leading the charge as head coach, a world-class support, and a team at his back that's ready to take him to the next level. Will Lost be able to fulfill expectations?
We'll just have to find out.